Right, guys, day 3 CPC training. Today, driver and workplace health and safety. Health and safety. I thought that's going to be a particular high point. Unfortunately, once again, a good drive. By the way, I've come outside today. The last couple of days I've done it in my front room because I'm doing 5 on a bounce. Today I was in the bedroom because the wife was indoors doing the ironing, and because one room's one big room, I can't really do it. Well, she's there. So if you've been watching these up to speed, that's why I'm setting in my garden. Right, yeah, the gee's called Bob today from Warrington. Once again, they've got 7 instructors, and I don't know if each instructor concentrates on a different thing or just because I think they can all do everything, and I think they've divided us up into groups because some of the people in the groups maybe are less likely to contribute. One geezer, he's a real card. George, he's a scaffolder from Essex. He's funny. But then some people are a little bit shyer, and also some people maybe not the best English in the world, you know. So we're drilling at the bottom of these courses anyway. So Bob says the morning's going to be hard work, the afternoon's alcohol and drugs. That's much more interesting, as it was. It's all pretty good. Today, what did we do? We had yeah, that's right. We've done that thing. Right, like I say, for kind of flaws with the course, maybe. Like I say, if you go on the course, one geezer and he sort of said his name and everything like that, and then Bob asked him a question, he was kind of went, sorry. And another geezer on the course, who was also Polish but had better English, said, I can translate. But they can't really translate. This is not anything to do with the online thing, because if you're in a classroom or whether you're online, it's the same deal. You know, the truth of the matter is you can't fail this, and all you've got to do is turn up. You've got to be there. They can kick you off, like if you fall asleep or if you do something outrageous, I don't know, some racist sort of rant or something like that. They can go, we're not having that, guys. You know, but on the whole, you just got to turn up. Also, some people's broadband isn't the brightest. But anyway, we're going on the quilt, and enough about all that. So this is what you can expect if you go on the driver and workplace health and safety. Right, so yeah, there's sort of oh yeah, something else. Before we go on to that, I found out something very interesting today. So you've got to do 35 hours to get your card, and that card will last you for 5 years. You've then got to do 35 hours again within those 5 years. Now I thought it meant then that will count from the first course you did. No. So theoretically, if you do 35 hours, say I get my card on the 1st of June, then I'm a masochist, so I'm going to go for it. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th of June, I do another 35 hours. That means when my card expires in 5 years' time at the end of June 2025, because I've done my 35 hours in the time in between, they'll send me another one. So theoretically, I could do 5 hours on the bounce, 5 days on the bounce from the 2nd to the 5th of June, then I wouldn't have to do that again until the end of the next 5 years. So basically you get 15 years. That's just madness though. The best thing to do is just do one a year. So once you've got your course, just do one a year, and then when your card elapses, just send you another card. So that was interesting. Right, once again, going back to driver and workplace health safety. This is what we've done today. Health and safety, you're going to get stuff on stress, suicide. This can be a bit of a tricky issue for some people, loss of people, to suicide, that kind of thing. Days off because of physical and ill health. He basically said, if you're a driver and you don't like your own company, then maybe it's not a job for you, particularly if you're tramping. The ways around it, the guy turned around, he said, when I get a bit low on the road, I used to put the comedy tapes on. I've got a comedy tape. I never get low. I don't. I go out with my family every day. I'm a lucky man. But they put the comedy tapes on, all that kind of stuff. But psychologically, I think as a game, we're finding out that driving is also increased work pressure. People are going, used to deliver 6 things, now you've got to deliver 12. And the blame game thing, which is like, well, it didn't turn out, it was the driver's fault. So it's putting extra grief on you to get the stuff there ahead of time. Also, you're going to get musculoskeletal disorders. You're sitting down all the time. We're eating too much normally because you keep your energy levels up and you ain't getting enough exercise. That can be an issue in itself as well. Then we went a bit about health and safety. And the thing you said about the unrealistic expectations, I said, if someone turns around and says, right, this pallet is in South London, it's Friday afternoon, you've got to get it to Coventry by 5. You ain't going to do it. When they ring up, they say, what do you want? Let it go. Not a time machine here. The flux capacitor's broken. and the hyper drives off. So ain't gonna happen, boys. You know. Penalties, you know, then you'll go for penalties of what can go wrong if you come foul of health and safety. Can lose your O licence. That's good news for me because I've just got the paper. I just applied for my O licence. Then we went down a bit about PPE. Well, if you don't know about PPE, guys. There's something I didn't know. The safety helmets have got a date on them. You know them Ardettes. After 2 years they go brittle. They're no good. You've got to get another one. Get rid of that. Then we did something about RIDDOR, which is reporting. Hang on, what stands for reporting. What's that say? Something beginning with I. Diseases and dangerous something regulations. I'm doing really well here, aren't I? It's basically infectious diseases, reporting stuff that goes wrong in the workplace. Basically, the long and short of it is, someone's sick, you got to tell them. Someone got hurt, you got to tell them. Someone didn't get hurt, but they were dead lucky because the fork truck, something fell over and it narrowly avoided smashing them. You got to tell them. So that's what RIDDOR's all about. And then there's another thing called LOLA. That's to do with lifting operations. We've done a bit on fork trucks, lifting up and down. We did a bit about tail lifts, going up and down, and stuff on that. And then in the afternoon, you're going to get drugs and alcohol. Consequences, basically, of effects. A lot on alcohol, how long it takes to leave your system. You said the thing about proactive drinking. Basically, once you know how many units is in like something you're drinking, which on the whole tends to be around about 3. If you're having a decent beer or a decent glass of wine, it's 3. And then you go, it's going to take 3 hours to move out of my system. 1 unit of alcohol is 1 hour, 3 units in a glass. I've got 12 hours before I'm on again. I can't have any more than 4 drinks. So that's basically the size of things. If you work it that way, this it is slightly more into it than that. But again, I've just done 7 hours. I'm trying to condense it to 7 minutes. Remember also, guys, the Scotland drink driving limit is lower. So if you know what you can have to drink in England and still be under, I think it's about 35. In Scotland, I think it's about 25, 22, something like that. So they're even tighter up there. And also, that's something we did about confidentiality, about if they're testing you on drugs and stuff like that, testing you on booze, they shouldn't really band it around the workplace. Then, do bear in mind also, we are professional drivers. If we do something stupid, it's headline news. It's sort of, you bang into someone, you have an accident, and you'll come foul of these bits. They will plaster it all over the newspapers, and you will not be Mr. Popular with the rest of your community. They did think about medicals. This was interesting as well. He said, when you go to the doctors, be careful what you say to the doctors, and get them to read you back. He said one story of a geezer, and he said he was a super fit health freak. He used to swim in lakes and stuff like that. And he said to the doctor says, how much do you drink? And he says, I have a bottle of wine a week. I have 2 glasses on a Saturday, 2 glasses on a Sunday. That's me it. The doctor wrote it down wrong on a form because he don't care. He just wants his 40 quid. He said a bottle of wine a day. They sent the form back to DVLA. It came back. He lost both his licences. They come down and said, you're an alcoholic. You can't drive. He managed to appeal it and win, but and also when you send your licence off, take a photo of the front and the back to make sure that what comes back is the same as what went off, because people make mistakes. You don't have to be over the drink drive limit to be done for drink driving. You can blow in the breathalyzer and be underneath. But you're impaired, say like walk up and down this straight line, get your fingers and touch your nose type thing. I can't miss mine; it's massive. They can still do you, even if you're underneath. So that's something to worry about. And then we went into drugs, legal and illegal drugs. Legal drugs, there's stuff like your diazepams, your triazepams, your depression drugs, going right up to methadone for recovering, heroin addicts and stuff like that. If you're over on these things, if they say you ain't good enough to drive, they'll have you. And then we go for all the illegal ones, your ketamines, coke, all the spliffs, cannabis, all that kind of stuff, and they can actually test you. They've actually got a test. The police got a test. They can go, right, you're over the limit on the drugs thing, and then they said twice worse than drink and drugs altogether, mobile phones. texting and emails. It says texting, you're twice as likely to kill someone in an accident if you're texting on your phone than if you're drinking on your phone. Guys, you've got to take all this into account. And then just a little bit on the end on smoking in the cab. Then very end, it was like stress and road rage, but we ran out of time, so we didn't get onto that. So that is what you can expect if you're doing your CPC training and you go for the driver and workplace health and safety. Obviously, a lot more to it than that. Like I say, really getting on well with this firm. The Zoom thing's working out brilliantly. The good bunch of lads. And woohoo, I'm done 3 of 5 now, so I've got 2 more days left to go, and then I've done my 35 hours training, and they'll give me my CPC card. And once I get my CPC card, in addition with my pink driving licence, which has got granddad rights on, I can drive a 7.5 tonne. I've got to go buy a truck. Guys, hope you're well. Take care, take money.